Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bushnell Prairie City High School for the final time for the inaugural TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH season. We are in the BPC High School Gymnasium. It is senior night for the BPC High School volleyball team, and we will be bringing it to you live here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hewlett. Miles Hewlett is alongside on the camera tonight, and we have tons of people sitting in front of us tonight. First time we've had people sitting in front of us pretty much the whole time. You can see there's actually one little fan right there at the bottom of the screen that you can see making their internet debut right here on TSSR Game Time Live. At any rate, we want to thank you for joining us. The team on the opposite side of the court tonight against the BPC Spartans will be the West Central Heat. West Central coming from the Biggsville, Media, Stronghurst, Smithshire area. I got a lot of friends that still live over there. I went to school there when I was a wee little lad before I came to Bushnell Prairie City. So it was a bit of a dear spot to me. I didn't go to West Central. I actually went to Southern, which was Stronghurst, Media, and Smithshire at the time. Back then it was Union and Southern, the two Henderson County school districts. Now it's just the West Central Heat. As the buzzer goes, and we'll get ready to go through the looks like Mr. Rotifer has made it from the track meet. We apologize. We did not have the track meet on our schedule that the junior high had tonight. So we are a little short-staffed with quarantine, although I did just get off the phone with one of our West Central camera operators who's been in quarantine. Said he is free from quarantine now, so he'll be helping us again next week as we get ready to hit the stride with baseball and softball. Starting lineup for the fresh soft game tonight. First for the visiting West Central Heats. At right back, number 23, Liberty Miller. She's a 5'4" setter, a freshman. At right front, a 5'4" outside hitter, a sophomore, number 24, Keegan Thacker. At middle front is Bailey Ryan, a 5'4" defensive specialist middle hitter, a sophomore. At left front, a 5'4" setter, Bailey Ferguson. She'll also be a hitter, I would imagine, unless she comes out in the front row. At left back will be Lexi Kane, a 5'3" defensive specialist, a freshman, and Gracie Winters, a 5'4" defensive specialist outside hitter, a freshman. Wearing number 3 will be the middle back to start the contest. And with that in mind, our first server is the aforementioned Liberty Miller. And the hit by Gilfillan is a kill for BPC. And just like that, BPC is on the scoreboard, getting a point right off the bat. Gilfillan's kill. Elizabeth Gilfillan gets the kill. That's going to be a free ball. Comes right across. Gilfillan gets it. It's going to be pushed back across. And another free ball coming. Gilfillan again gets it. Jackson sets Suter. Suter with the hit. He's going to push it right back across, and Suter's going to get the kill on the pass over. And another point for BPC is Suter gets the kill that time for the Spartans. It is Erin Jackson serving. She got one service point. That's a serve into the net, a point for the Heat. Back to serve for the Heat is going to be number 24, Keegan Thacker. Checking in for the Heat looks to be number 36, Hannah Parkins, a 5'9" freshman. Looks like she's going to come over and play left. Short. The dig was back there by Cora Golich. Lentini tried to get something up in the air but couldn't do it, so a point for the Heat. Golich to Jackson. She's going to push it across. Suter with the hit, the block. I believe we'll give that block to number 5, Bailey Ryan. And another point for the Heat. Stacker has 2 service points now. That's deep and out. Yep, it was just barely out, a side out on the service there. We're knotted at 3 apiece. If you're watching, please let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, either the team and or a specific player. Love to communicate with everybody that's watching the game. There's a pass over. Gilfillan's going to hit it. She's going to hit it back again, and that time she's going to get in the net. Net violation for BPC and a side out for the Heat. A point, and they take a 4-3 lead. Back to serve is Bailey Ryan for West Central. Looks like she's going to do a jump serve as she gets clear back past the baseline. Nice serve. Golage can't handle it. Off of her, it's an ace for Bailey Ryan. And it's 5-3. Ryan's next serve. Suter. Lentini. Golage is going to push it across on the free ball. The set. Back set goes to the right side hitter. That's going to be pushed across by Suter again. Golage, excuse me. That was Golage over there. Now it's going to be hit across by the Heat. Jackson set back row to Suter. Nice diving dig. The set and pushed across by number 23, Liberty Miller. Going to be pushed back across by Jackson. Now Miller's going to set backside. And it's pushed across. Gilfillan's going to hit it deep and out, a hitting error after a very long rally. As BPC ends with an error, and it's 6-3. Heat over BPC here in set number 1. JV action. Nice jump serve, hard serve. Gracie Havens is going to get it. Lentini's going to put it across. So go middle. That's Parkins who pushed that across. Now Golage is going to hit it. Nice dig. Miller with the set, and that's going to be a free ball across. Havens is there. Jackson's trying to get to it. Golage is going to have to send it across with a free ball. Now Miller's bump set comes near side. That is number 2, Brianna Mahan. Or no, excuse me, number 3, Gracie Winters on the hit. That time it fell, and it's going to be a point for BPC. Caitlin Sickles checks in as Havens checks out. Gilfillan serves. Parkins is going to push it across. Suter gets it over to Jackson, who pushes it across. Parkins again with the hit. Suter with the dig. Jackson's going to push it across again. Now Parkins is going to push it across. That's going to fall. Oh, nice job. A nice dig by Golage. Going to go across again. Gilfillan's there that time. Now Jackson's going to back set to Lentini, who's going to have to send it across the free ball, and a miss hit and a side out. A point to the Heat as Bowman is going to check in. Peyton Bowman checks in to replace Elizabeth Gilfillan. Back to serve for the Heat is Winters. Oh, and a let serve, and what? Sorry, next, not Winters, excuse me. It's number 6, Bailey Ferguson. Let serve ace for Ferguson. And a hitting error. There's a passing error, I should say. Gets a side out back to BPC. They trail by 3, 8-5 here in set number 1. Lentini back to serve for the Spartans. Lentini, in a match earlier this season, served 16 straight points to end a match. She'd have to serve 20 to do it here today, but she can serve the rock, and that's out. A service error. I jinxed her. I apologize, young lady. So it's going to be back to serve now for the Heat is number 36. That's Hannah Parkins. Suter from the back row. Gracie Winters now setting. Or she set the last one, but she's not going to set that one. Now Sickles is going to push it across. And then Havens, Parkins with a dig, just got it to the back deep corner, and nobody could do anything with it. A side out. And a point for the Heat, 10-5. Actually, it's not a side out. That's a service point for Hannah Parkins. Kylie Norris is in the game for BPC. Golage runs to the net, gets the ball across, and a point for BPC on the side out. We'll give Golage a kill on that. Just made something out of nothing and got it to fall in front of the defense. Golage now back to serve for the Spartans. The jump serve by Cora Golage. Nice receive. It's going to come across and into the net goes number 24, Keegan Thacker. A point for BPC as they close the gap to 10-7 here in set number 1. And that's going to be deep and out. Another service error for the Spartans. Checking in for the first time for BPC, number 29, Daisy Crow. Bowman receives the serve. Jackson sets far side to Suter. Suter's hit is received and into the net. A passing error for Thacker and a side out for BPC. Back to serve will be Jaitlin Sickles, number 31. Checking in for BPC will be Elizabeth Gilfillan. She'll replace Peyton Bowman. Golage and Sickles battling for a dig there. And I'm not going to give a kill on that. I'm going to give a side out. I think if Golage would have been able to get that, she was in position to get a good return on it, but Sickles dove in front, took it away. So passing error and a service error return by number 23, Liberty Miller. Side out right back to BPC. They trail 12-9. Crow takes a seat. Lentini checks back in. Back to serve for BPC will be number 34, Aaron Jackson. Liberty Miller sets and a hitting error as Bailey Ryan high in the air but hit it right into the net, and it's 12-10. BPC trails by 2. Another bad pass right into the net. The setter Miller tried to do something with it, couldn't, and it's going to be another point. 2 straight points for Aaron Jackson. Lentini tried to return that, couldn't, and then nobody could get to it, so side out. It's 13-11. Back to serve is number 24, Keegan Thacker. And into the net, another service error. Elizabeth Suter back to serve now. Serve right down the middle. And another hitting error. And we're knotted at 13 apiece as Suter gets the service point. That's going to fall out. Good idea, just a little left on the placement. And that gives the serve and the lead back to West Central. Back to serve again is Bailey Ryan. The jump serve again, it's Golage digs it. And then there's a little bit of fighting. Now Golage is going to try to get it across. She literally didn't have much of an opportunity to do anything with that. As a bad pass as Jackson went all the way to the back line as the setter to try to get the second serve or second ball. And she came in contact with Gracie Havens. Another jump serve. That's a little bit of a floater from the jump serve. Now Jackson's going to bump set to Golage. And her hit's going to go out of bounds. Hitting there. And it's 16-13. 2 straight service points for Thacker. And another service point. Going off of Golage, and a timeout's going to be called by BPC. We'll take a break and be back right after this here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helped me reach peak performance
in the weight room.
Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. The Spartans take a timeout. I'm going to bring this contest is a Bushnell Banking Center. Bushnell Banking Center is a branch of the Raritan State Banks located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell. Offers full-service banking and loan services. For all of your banking needs, come visit the bank of friendly service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and a member FDIC. So after the timeout, it's 17-13, and Thacker goes back to serve again. Oh, that's a nice serve. That's an ace right there for Thacker. She floated the last one. That one she just flat drove home. Another hard serve. Golage, a good pass this time. Back row set to Suter, who gets it across. Miller's going to set near side to Winters. Winters' hit is dug by Jackson. Lentini's going to set it across to Golage. Now Miller back sets, and it's going to be a hit out of bounds. That was number 6, Bailey Ferguson, on the hit. Service is going to come to an end with a 4-point disadvantage for Gillifillan as she goes back to serve now. Gillifillan to serve for BPC. 18-14 is the score. Nice serve that time, short and wide to the right. Parkins pushes it across. Lentini's going to get it. No, she's not going to get it across the net. Golage couldn't decide whether it was there or not. Couldn't get up to hit it. And a passing error results in another side out. Ball, Lentini got to it right at the chair and then sent it right down the net. It was hard to tell, and you guys probably couldn't even see it at home where it was going. Now Jackson's going to set Lentini. Lentini's going to push it across. Into the net it goes. She was able to get there and do something with it. All it takes sometimes to get it across the net, and that's what Lentini did. We'll give her a kill, and she goes back to serve now with her team trailing 19-15. Nice, hard, low serve. Will be hit across by Winters. And it is a hitting error and a point for BPC as Lentini gets her first service point of the game. Dug by Thacker. Now Ryan sends it across. Jackson now to Golage, who pushes it to the deep right corner. That's going to be tipped across. Golage, Jackson, middle to Sickles. Sickles is going to tip it. And Sickles is going to get the kill. Another point for BPC. A kill for Jaitlin Sickles. Deep and out. As now Kylie Norris checks back in for BPC. Back to serve is Hannah Parkins for the Heat. Norris with the serve received. Jackson pushes it across. Winters with the hit. Suter got there somehow. Probably should have been an illegal hit. A point for the Heat, and they're 4 points away from a win. And a kill by Golage. Cora Golage gets the kill. Her second. BPC trails by 3, 21-18. Tip Suter, and Jackson hesitated, didn't get to it. And it's a side out. Gracie Winters going back to serve now for the Heat. Looks like she's going to try the deep serve right at Suter. Jackson bumps it across. Winters there to receive. That's number 33, Lainey Mills over there on that last hit. Suter's going to push it across on the overpass. Now Mills again on the hit. She's just going to push it. Jackson's going to attack. Winters is there. And a bunch of blue jerseys falling on the floor, but can't do anything with it. A side out. Back to BPC. Sickles back to serve now for the Spartans. Neither team has had much extended offense here. I've got BPC for 5 service points. And in the net. Hitting air. Sickles gets a service point. 6 service points for BPC and 9 for the Heat. And that adds up to the correct amount with the rotations included. Near side. And we're going to have a BPC player in the net. 34, Aaron Jackson. And the down official tried to say it was 25 to start with and had the wrong fingers on the wrong hand. Back to serve as we've completed another rotation is Liberty Miller. This is the start of rotation number 3. And BPC will be out of subs before too long if this thing keeps going the way it is. Suter on the hit. Free ball. Suter. Jackson sets left side to Suter. It's blocked. And that again is Bailey Ryan and Bailey Ferguson on the block. Set point here now as winners again, or excuse me, it's Miller on the serve. And Gilfillan says, not just yet, kids. We're not done yet. She gets the kill. It's the second for Gilfillan. And Aaron Jackson back to serve as Lentini checks back in. Miller is going to push it across. Jackson's there. Gracie Havens. Gilfillan back sets it across. Miller sets right side. Havens digs it. Jackson now as Gilfillan tries to make something happen. You could tell that she just felt like something had to give. She tried to make something happen, but the side out ends with a set 1 win for the Heat. We'll take a break and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH right after this.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop. Because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
McDonough District Hospital's Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center was built for one goal: to strengthen women's health services in the region's premier facility. Our dedicated staff, past and present, delivered generations of MDH babies, and now in the new Women's Center, our staff is ready to deliver the next generation and beyond. Come visit the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center and see for yourself the MDH difference.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Helping to bring this contest also is Community News Brief. Community News Brief is a free publication distributed to over 68 locations in Bushnell, Macomb, Colchester, Industry, Adair, and even more places and towns throughout the area. It provides local news to McDonough County and parts of Fulton County every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. To submit a press release or to get advertising information for the locally owned publication, contact Lynn at 309-333-8255. 8245 or email communitybrief@gmail.com. And M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store, will be celebrating its 60th anniversary in June. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers top-notch customer service, free delivery within 40 miles, and the best in-home appliance repair in the area. For everything you need to furnish your home or replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.M and spelled out the letter B, Furniture, Inc., that's INC.com. You can call them at 309-772-2111. So both teams on the floor. The rotations will be pretty much the same. They'll switch a spot here. The Gracie Winters will start at right back this time, and Aaron Jackson, as was announced before, will start at right back. She actually started at right front because of the rotation shift on service. She's the first serve. The first serve will be Liberty Miller for the Heat, but meanwhile, we're ready to go here with set 2. As Miller gets the kill, and that's how we'll start set number 2. The Heat with the point. And a kill for BPC, gets it right back. Knotted at 1, we're starting over again. Suter's serve is deep. Winters is there. Miller goes to Ryan, and that's going to fall in off the net, but it falls in. Bailey Ryan gets her third kill. Excuse me, she had 2 service points, her second kill. Now back to serve is number 24, Keegan Thacker. And a service error. Serve went right into the net. So it'll be Gilfillan back to serve, and Sickles checks in to replace Gracie Havens for BPC. Tip, Golage. Jackson's going to push it across. Winters is there. Now it's set to the back to Parkins, and Parkins' hit goes out of bounds. First lead of the game for BPC, and a first service point as well here in game number 2. Gilfillan gets it. Gilfillan continues to serve. And an illegal hit on the Heat. Another point for Gilfillan. Free ball. Jackson. Sickles is going to set Lentini, and Lentini's hit is dug. A nice dig by Winters back there, and then unfortunately poor communication results in a point. But man, Winters got out there and got a one-hand dig, and it was completely usable, and the Heat just didn't take advantage. That time it goes to Thacker, a tip across by Miller. Sickles is going to push it to Golage. Golage hit is dug by Winters again. Parkins sends it over. It's going to be a free ball. Lentini, Jackson's going to attack, and she's going to get the kill. Checking in for the Heat, number 4, Lexi Kane. And then a hitting error by Parkins. 5 straight points for BPC. Parkins takes a seat. Mills is going to come in. Laney Mills checking in to replace Hannah Parkins. That's an ace for Gilfillan. And a timeout for West Central. We'll take a break as well and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
During this COVID pandemic, it is important you take care of your health, especially your heart health. Do not ignore the signs of a heart attack or stroke. If you have health concerns, schedule an appointment with your provider, and always, in case of an emergency, call 911. This message brought to you by McDonough District Hospital and Blessing Health System. See for yourself why Blessing Health System is the leader in cardiology and pulmonology services. Appointments available inside MDH. Learn more at blessinghealth.org or mdh.org.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. BPC all over West Central here in set number 2. They dropped set number 1, 21-25. So Gilfillan back to serve again. And another passing error. And it's 9-2, BPC with the lead after the timeout. And an ace. And the wheels have fallen off as Winters replaces Kane. I don't think that those players that they were replacing, there's a hitting error to end the rally for BPC. It's 10-3 now. Back to serve is the best server so far that we've seen on the West Central squad, Bailey Ryan. She's got only 2 service points, but man, she's got a nice jump serve. And she hits that one into the net. I jinxed her. Lentini back to serve for BPC. They lead 11-3. Nice hard low serve. It's dug out of the net. Ryan's going to push it across. Now overpass. Golage is there. Sickles going to set Golage. Golage is going to tip it across. That's going to be pushed deep. Suter back there, excuse me. Now Jackson's going to push it across. Miller sets Mills. Mills bumps it across. Jackson sets back to somebody. Suter comes up and get it as nobody wanted it. Miller now. Winters pushes it across. And Jackson gets the kill. Lentini gets her second service point of the match. Lentini gets an ace thanks in some part to the fact that the Heat were not quite ready. They didn't know where they were supposed to be in their rotation. It's 13-3. Thacker. Mills pushes across. Bowman. And she just got it into a spot where Bowman couldn't quite get to it. Kylie Norris checks in. And back to serve will be number 6, Bailey Ferguson, on the side out. Bowman. Jackson. Back to serve will be Cora Golage. Into the net, service error, side out. It's 14-4. Laney Mills back to serve now for the Heat. Bowman on the serve receive. Suter sets it across. Suter digs. And a little bit of passing malfunctions there as Mills is going to get the point. 14-6 is the score. Deep hard serve. Crow, who's in the game now, dug that. Another communication error as the setter couldn't get to the ball. Sickles thought she was needing to take it. Mills gets another point. And it's 14-7. The Heat trying to crawl back into this one. Golage, Jackson, Suter, Thacker. And it's going to be pushed across. That was Winters who pushed it across. That's Thacker now. Now Crow's going to get an overpass. And it's going to fall. A side out for BPC. Sickles back to serve. Dacey was a little unhappy with the fact that went across. It worked really well, but I don't think that's what she was trying to do. There's an overpass. Gilfillan hits it right back down. It's dug, and it's going to come across. Sickles is there. Not a very good pass out of system, but Suter's going to get the hit nonetheless. It's dug in the back row. That was Ryan who got the dig, but we're going to give Suter a kill. Her second, and a point for BPC. Sickles, another serve. Another overpass and another kill for Gilfillan. Another point for Sickles. 17-7 is the score. Sickles on the serve. That's going to be out of bounds. Barely, but it was out. A service error. And it's Winters going back to serve for the Heat. Crow digs it up. It's going to go across. Now it's going to be Thacker with the hit and a hitting error at that. And this has got 3 sets written all over it here. As Coach Rotifer over there picked the ball up and started to toss it back to Aaron Jackson. Just as Lentini was walking by, she almost got her in the melon. Saved it just in time to prevent it. Jackson's serve is going to be a point. Ryan's going to try to bump it across, and she can't. It's 20-8 now. BPC leads in set number 2. Suter with the hit, Ryan with the dig, and another hitting error. That time it was Thacker, and that was not the dig by Ryan. That was a dig by Ferguson. The 5 and the 6 look so similar from a ways across the floor. Either that or I'm just blind. I'm not real sure. Could be a combination of the two. And then a service error by Jackson gives the ball back to the Heat. They trail by 12, 21-19. Golage can't handle that one. Miller's serve is an ace. Havens with the dig. Jackson's going to push it across. Another kill for Jackson. She's got 3 in this set. And back to serve's going to be Suter. Deep. Miller. Near side to Ferguson, and she can't get it across. It's going to be 23-10. BPC with the lead. We're going to go, I would imagine, without a miracle happening for the Heat, we're going to go to 3. We'll see, though. Suter's there. Jackson. Golage hits it into the net, and that's 4 hits. It didn't get across. That's a good call. Side out. Checking in for the Heat is going to be number 2, Brianna Mahan, and Mills checking back in. And Mahan's going to be back to serve, the 5'2" junior. Underhand serve. Nice serve, though. Gilfillan with the hit off of Miller, out of bounds. Set point coming for BPC as Gilfillan's got 5 kills unofficially here in the match so far. And a nice low hard serve is Doug. Mills is going to put it across. Gilfillan's there. Back row attack coming from Suter for the match, or for the set, excuse me. Mills is going to push it across. Golage is there. Sickles is going to set middle to Jackson. Jackson sends it across. Now Miller. And that's going to be out of bounds on a hitting error. And set 2 is going to go to BPC, 25-11. And just like that, we're going 3 here at Bushnell Prairie City High School in the JV match. We'll be back right after this.
During this COVID pandemic, as we work together to stop the spread of COVID-19, McDonough District Hospital wants you to know that your health and safety are our #1 priority.
Our primary care providers are here to take care of you and your family's total well-being. Telehealth capabilities and the MDH Convenience Clinic all provide ease of access to our wide range of services.
All of this because we are committed to providing you quality and compassionate care that you have come to trust from us.
McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Helping bring this contest is Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell. For over 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell has been serving the local community's needs for personal and business banking as well as home and agricultural lending. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street in Bushnell or the drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. And McDonough District Hospital. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital. Rehabilitation Center is best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 2018, 2019, and again in 2020. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. So we're about ready to get underway with set number 3. Haven't done a whole lot of 3-set matches this year, but we got one here. JV competition. BPC lost set 1, 21-25. They come back and dominate in set 2, 25-11, in just 8 rotations. We went 18 rotations, actually 19 rotations in set 1 to get the 25-21. Not a whole lot of points scored in the first set offensively. However, we did a little bit better than that in set number 2. Dave Norton is here again shooting photos. He was out mowing when I came to start setting up today. So getting around, and BPC wins the serve. So they will serve first here in set number 3. Jackson on the serve. Miller sets Mills in the middle. Golage, Jackson across. Ryan's there. That's going to be Thacker, and it's going to be pushed right back by Gilfillan. Thacker's going to hit it across again. That's going to be out of bounds. A hitting error and a point for BPC as Jackson gets the first point of the third and final set. This is the wash. Whoever wins this gets the win in the JV competition. Mills again in the middle. She's going to tip it across. Jackson is there. Gilfillan sets Suter. Suter's hit falls innocently enough right in the middle of the defense. Another kill for Suter. That's unofficially 3 kills for her. Another point for Jackson. And BPC leads 2-0. Push across. Gilfillan sets Suter. Suter looked like she was going to have a chance at a big hit, but she kind of got up in the air, couldn't do a whole lot with it, so just pushed it across and down the net, and it's going to be a lot of trouble for the Heat as Thacker couldn't control it, and coming in is Parkins to replace Thacker, and another point for BPC. Thacker gets the hit. Lentini bump set, Suter on the hit. Now it's going to be Miller setting left side to Parkins, and Parkins' hit goes into the net. 4 straight points to open set number 3 for Erin Jackson. She's got 9 points now on the night. Miller to Mills. Golage on an overpass, but a good dig. Now Suter. And Jackson's going to send it deep and out of, went inbounds. Deep to the left corner, and another point for BPC. Deep and that was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, but it was out. A service error ends the rally. It's 5-1. Back to serve for the Heat. Number 23, Liberty Miller. Havens, Jackson, and it's blocked there by Mills. And a point for the Heat. Mills gets a block. And a service error. Gives the ball right back to BPC. Back to serve will be Elizabeth Suter. Mills. Jackson. Lentini pushes it across. Golage goes up, hits it right back on an overpass. Now Mills, nope, it's going to be Ferguson. And then a kill by Golage. Or not Golage, excuse me, Gilfillan. And a side out. Back to serve will be Suter again. After a very long rally. Golage. Jackson pushes it across. Couldn't do a whole lot else with that one. Now Miller's going to push it across. Jackson, Lentini, she'll dump it in. Mills gets it. Now it's going to be bumped across by Miller. Back set to Lentini. And it's going to be a kill for Janet Lentini. And BPC is taking control here in set number 3 as well. The second kill for Lentini. And the second service point for Suter. Oh, everybody thought that was free, but Mills, being tall enough, able to attack that errant pass and hit it right across the net overhand. Give her a kill. And a side out as Parkins is back to serve now. Golage with the hit. Ryan came up and dug it, but couldn't do anything with it. And a side out to BPC. Sickles in for the Spartans. Gracie Haven's going to take a seat. Thacker back in for the Heat as well. Gilfillan back to serve. A little miscommunication, but the ball's going to end up in the net after a couple ill-advised passes, and BPC leads 10-3 here in set number 3. Gilfillan, who served 8 points in the first set, has one there. Sorry, in the second set. Mills with the kill. Wasn't a hard one, but it was a kill nonetheless for Mills. And she'll go back to serve. An ace for Mills. Short. Bowman is there. Lentini. Golage is going to push it across on the free ball with the bump. Ferguson to Ryan, who bumps it across. Jackson's going to try and set Golage. She can't get there, so she'll just have to send it across as well. 3 straight free balls. Now an attack by Winters. Golage is there, and then Sickles. And Bowman just couldn't do anything with it. Mills gets the point. It's 10-6. Lentini bump set. Golage. Ryan hits it across to Bowman, and a passing error results in another point for Mills, another point for the Heat. And they closed within 3, 10-7. And that one goes into the net. Mills has a low, hard serve. She's pretty tall. Doesn't have to lob that ball much over the net to get it over, but it goes into the net that time. Lentini back to serve for BPC. Her squad leads 11-7 here in set number 3. 21-25, 25-11. BPC with the lead here. And a nice hard low serve. And it's going to be bumped across. Jackson. Now Sickles is going to hit it. It's going to just barely get across, but it's going to go out of bounds off the net. And a side out. Back to serve will be Bailey Ferguson. Norris, Jackson to Golage. Golage hit is out of bounds. And we're 11-9. The Heat have gathered their senses a little bit, got back into this one now. They were not able to do that in set number 2. Sickles on the attack, dug by Thacker. Ferguson. Going to be Ryan hitting it across that time. Jackson's going to dump it across. And they're going to call a lift on Winters and a side out for BPC. Golage back to serve. Cora Golage, the only overhand server on the JV squad. Off the block. Liberty Miller gets the kill. And the side out. It's 12-10. Winters back serving. Jackson sends it across. Ryan with the kill. A big kill. That's the most aggressive and emphatic kill we've seen in the entire contest. Winters gets the point. And she'll serve again. Golage that time. Jackson, Sickles, and Sickles will get the kill. Second kill for Sickles. Back to serve for BPC will be Jaitlin Sickles. Pass into the net. Sickles is going to get another service point. And again, passing when West Central has problems, it is in communication and passing and communication off the passes. Checking in for West Central will be Brooklyn Miller, number 32, a 5'2 defensive specialist, a freshman. Sickles back to serve again. She's served 2 straight. Ryan's going to tip it across. Another kill for Ryan and a side out for West Central. Ryan has 4 kills now unofficially. Back to serve will be Bailey Ryan. The jump server for the Heat coming to hard at Golage, and BPC can't get it across. 4 hits. And it's 15-13. Another point for Ryan. And into the net. That's been the biggest downfall for Ryan for sure. She's just not had control of that serve height-wise. She can get it over the net. She's had success, but she's hit 3 or 4 of them into the net now. A little short dumping serve by Jackson is going to go across on a free ball. Gracie Havens is there. Jackson's going to set middle to Gilfillan, and she's going to hit it deep and out of bounds. A hitting error, and it's 16-14. Miller serving. Jackson's going to dump it across. Mills is there. Now Thacker. Thacker, a nice hit. And a point for West Central. Thacker gets the kill. Her second. Point goes to Brooklyn Miller. And it's back to a 1-point game, 16-15. High lollipop serve. Golage is there. Set to Lentini from Gilfillan. Doug. It's going to be a free ball. Jackson's there. Now Havens. Suter's going to push it across. Thacker goes middle to Mills, and Mills hits it out of bounds, a side out on the hitting error. And BPC takes the 2-point advantage with Suter back to serve for the Spartans. Winters. Now Mills. Havens is going to receive. Back set to Suter. I should say back row set to Suter. Now Thacker and a block by Lentini. Ferguson sets Thacker again. This time it's going to be a little tip. What a hit. She hit it hard into Lentini, who had a great block the last time. This time she wound up and then just pushed it right down the net. A kill for Thacker. And back to serve for the Heat is number 36, Hannah Parkins. Miller goes down. Back in comes number 23, Liberty Miller. And Parkins hits it into the net. A service error. She had been serving better than Thacker. That time was not. Gilfillan back to serve now for BPC. Thacker on the dig. Bumped across. Well, what an attack by Ferguson. Mills is going back to serve now. Ferguson's going to get the kill on that one. Mills has 2 service points in this game already. And that one's going to be deep and out, way deep. 19-17 now. It's Lentini back to serve for BPC. Third and final set of the JV match here. Lentini, hard, low serve. They got to it, and they're going to say it was a cross. Very close to the pole. The official sitting right there. And that was going to go into the net. 4 hits, a hitting error. Lentini's going to get the service point. Suter, Jackson, Sickles now. Going to be tipped across. Golage. And Sickles tries to set Golage again, just can't get the job done. Norris is going to come in for Lentini, a side out on the passing error. Ferguson or Winters back to serve. Norris to Jackson. Winters is there. That was Ferguson back to serve. I apologize. And Sickles is going to do a pass over. And a timeout is going to be called by BPC with them leading 20-19. Happy to bring you this contest here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Brought to you by Heil Enterprises. Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking can take your product down the road, near or far, and also offers top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. Second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support local athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis on Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. And United Community Bank. United Community Bank offers services that are designed to keep you in the game when you're on the go. With online and mobile banking that's nothing but net to friendly services you can count on from the leader of community banking. Choosing UCB is always a slam dunk. Visit a location near you. Branches Bushnell, Colchester, and 2 in Macomb. And BPC gets the side out. Back up by 2, 21-19. Golage back to serve. And an ace for Golage. It's 22-19. Another ace for Golage, and it's 23-19. Wasn't the cleanest of returns, but they got it over the net nonetheless. And that's going to be an illegal hit by Jackson. And a side out for the Heat. Crow's going to check in, replacing Norris for BPC. Back to serve now is Gracie Winters. I misspoke earlier. That was Ferguson who served earlier, I believe. Nice low, hard serve. Crow can't control it. An ace for Winters. It's her second service point of this set. Closes her team back within 2, 23-21. Bowman. Suter hits it across. Ryan. Golage. Sickles. Crow. And she gets it to fall. Using the pass to her advantage. Crow gets it right across the net. Bowman's going to go out. Gilfillan's going to check back in. And Sickles is back to serve for BPC. Set point and game point. Suter hits it across on an overpass, but Golage is there. Now it's going to go outside to Suter. Suter abuses the block and gets the kill. And BPC gets the win 25-21 on a kill by Elizabeth Suter. Blocking air for the Heat. And BPC wins 25-21. We'll take a short break and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH right after this.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance.
In the weight room.
Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. We're all going to take a very short break and be back. We'll tell you the stats here in a second. We got to end this, and we'll be back with the senior recognition in just a. Actually, no, we won't. We'll stay right here with senior recognition. They're supposed to give us a break, but they lied. So senior recognition is going to be at the end of this.
Senior parents and girls, after I announce your name, walk right over there to the far side of the court to Mr. Norton. He will take your picture. You are allowed to have your mask off when you take your picture, so no need to keep those on. Our first girl tonight, we will announce somebody who was unable to be with us here tonight, and that is Jevany Sickles. 4 years and would have been accompanied by Mindy White and Jason Sickles. All right, our first girl of the night is Miss Sheridan McAvoy. Sheridan has played volleyball for 4 years and is accompanied by Rick McAvoy and Lori McAvoy. Our second senior tonight is Gracie Haven. Gracie has played volleyball for 4 years and is accompanied by Mike and Jesse Haven. Our third senior tonight is Maisie Kramer. Maisie has played volleyball for 4 years and is accompanied by John and Stacy Kramer. And our final senior tonight is Amanda Gilfield. Amanda has played volleyball for 4 years and is accompanied by Pat and Melissa Gilfield. All right, can we get one last round of applause for our seniors and all their hard work? All right, this will conclude our senior night festivities. As a reminder, make sure to wear your mask while inside the building, and our varsity contest will be up in about 15 minutes.
Some farmers I know swear by a name, say they'd never operate anything else. Well, here are a few names for my Fendt 900 Gen 6 series. Fuel Saver, Time Maximizer, Game Changer. I like those names.
Welcome back to Bushland Prairie City High School. As you can see, Coach Rodefer on the camera. Coach, it's probably going to get loud, so I'll lean in here a little bit. Don't have the headset, but your girls, a lot of rotations in the first set. I think you got into the third rotation, which gets you a lot of rotations and out of rotations and all kinds of stuff. You didn't win that game, but you came back and really responded well in set number 2.
I think they really got comfortable with being out a couple weeks here and there and not having a whole lot of practices between now and when we came back, and I just feel they got a little more awake and a little more comfortable as we went on.
Set 3, it looked like that whatever happened to West Central in set 2, they kind of responded, and both teams played better in set 3. You know, the season's coming to an end, and it seems like there's been games like this all year long when we've seen you guys play from both teams where one set is one way and the next set's another way, and then they suddenly both come back in another set and both teams play pretty well. Is that just a product, you think, of what's been going on this year and what they've had to deal with and how different this season is?
I think it's a little bit of that and a little bit of when we practice scrimmage, because during practice we scrimmage at the end. So they're a little more awake, they're a little more ready. So it's like almost like they did their beginning of practice and now they're coming into their scrimmage. So I think it's a little bit of that and a little bit of the way we practice every day.
Well, Gilfillan had a good game. I had her with 6 kills, 10 service points, a block. So she had a pretty good game for you. I think as as she moves on through her volleyball career, of course, she's a sophomore this year, so she'll have junior and senior year. She's probably going to be a mainstay in that front row for you and very important as this program continues to try to improve.
She's got a big wingspan, and I tell her that all the time. I say, get the long arms up there. Get them up there. Push hard. And she always laughs at me every time I say it, but she knows I'm right.
Well, Suter had a good game tonight as well. I had her for 5 kills, and one of the kills that I remember for Suter was sometimes it's not how hard you hit, it's where you hit. Yep. And she pushed a couple of them right down the net really well tonight that fell and found holes. Your girls, a lot of your hits tonight weren't necessarily hard, but they were well placed. And that's a pretty big thing, especially if you don't have that big hitter on the team, right?
I always tell them it's the process, not the product. If you can get it over in the right form, in the right way, it's not about what comes out on the other side. Because it's the fundamental that you have to learn to be able to do cool things like that with putting it away in different places and being able to know, oh, well, there's not a girl there, but there's a girl there. And they've done really well at the last couple of days of practice is learning where and when and why.
Well, it's fundamentals are key to anything, but especially volleyball because you cannot score if you don't get the ball across. Exactly. If you can't pass, it doesn't matter how good you set. If you can't hit, the setter isn't as important either. So, I mean, everything comes together, but you just have to – the key is to get the ball across because if you get the ball across, you can force the other team into errors.
It doesn't matter how it gets there. It's just got to get there.
Exactly right. Well, Coach, thanks for talking to us all year. We greatly appreciate it.
Anytime.
Varsity contest is coming up, and it should be another good one. I always joke, most media people say whoever wins the first one, that's who you want to win the second one.
Right.
Now, you guys didn't win the first one.
Well,
I'm glad you guys won the last 2.
Right.
I always say if I'm going to have to set for a third one, the team that I'm covering better win. So you guys, you can tell the girls that they got the win. And I'm okay with going 3 as long as they get the win, okay?
All right, I will do.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you later. So that's Coach Rhoda for talking to us here on the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Postgame Show. Postgame Show, as always, brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers all the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also, on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events live on the big screen. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cold Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. That'll do it for our JV contest and senior night festivities. We'll be back in just a few minutes with our varsity contest here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.